What's up, everyone? This is Dave from DraftDashboard.com, back with your midweek DFS updates for this week's NFL games. Let's jump right into these optimized picks for your lineups. Starting with the quarterback position, I'm going with Geno Smith from the Seattle Seahawks. His dash rank is a perfect 100, and he'll be facing the Atlanta Falcons, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall. Geno is currently leading the NFL in passing and has been consistent, averaging 20 fantasy points per game. In recent weeks, he's posted scores of 18, 23, and 26 fantasy points. He's projected to put up 17 points this week, and with an ownership percentage of 9.5, he's a solid pick at a salary of $5,800. Moving on to the running back position, I've got Chuba Hubbard from the Carolina Panthers. His dash rank is also a perfect 100, facing the Washington Commanders, who have one of the worst defenses overall. Chuba has been a strong performer, averaging 17 fantasy points per game with recent scores of 15, 19, and 25 points. This week, he's projected at 16 points with an ownership of 25.2%, reflecting his popularity due to the favorable matchup. At a salary of $6,500, he's definitely a player to consider for your lineup. Now for wide receivers, Jamar Chase from the Cincinnati Bengals is my pick. Chase will be playing against the Cleveland Browns, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall. He's been averaging 21 fantasy points per game. Despite scoring only 12 points in the last game, he exploded for 44 points just 2 weeks ago. With an ownership of just 4.8%, Chase is a potential game changer at a salary of $8,400. Turning to tight ends, let's look at Brock Bowers from the Las Vegas Raiders. Bowers faces the Los Angeles Rams, who are one of the worst teams defending the tight end position. He's got a before the 100 dash rank and is averaging 14 fantasy points per game with scores of 16, 24, and 5 in recent weeks. With an ownership of 13.3% and projected at 14 points at a salary of $5,800, Bowers is someone to keep an eye on. For the flex position, consider Tony Pollard from the Tennessee Titans. He'll be up against the Buffalo Bills, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall. Tony's been averaging 15 fantasy points per game, with scores of 18 and 19 in the past games. At a salary of $6,300 and ownership of 20.2%, he's an intriguing mid-range play projected at 15 points. Finally, on defense, I'm recommending the Detroit Lions, who are facing the Minnesota Vikings. Even though the opponent has a decent offense, the Lions have shown solid performance. Scoring 18 fantasy points in the last game, they provide good value at a salary of $2,800 with reasonable ownership of 5.2%. Now, if you're on the hunt for value plays, Noah Brown from the Washington Commanders might be of interest. He's facing the Carolina Panthers, who have a dreadful defense against wide receivers. Noah has been averaging 7 fantasy points per game, yet is projected at 8 points with an ownership of 8.5%. At a low salary of $4,000, he can be a cost-effective addition to your lineup. Remember to leverage our DFS tools to balance your budget and maximize points. Drop your thoughts and lineup recommendations in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe to stay updated with all the latest picks. Best of luck this week.